Hello, everybody. Dr. Rick here, dropping that on you. Welcome. Happy Sunday. However and whenever you do what you do on Sunday, I hope that it's going the way that you desire for it to go. I'm going to get started here real quick. This isn't going to take long. It's something I'm really excited about. People at Rick Wallace Enterprises don't think I've lost my mind, but I'm really, truly excited about this. Look, here we go. So anyone who follows me knows that I love my people. I love what I do. I've been doing it for years on the business sector and community involvement. I'm always talking about my work. I'm always offering opportunities. The landscape in the business world is changing. It's no way of getting around it. You walk into Walmart, you see the difference. You walk into Kroger, you see the difference on what it used to be cashiers on every aisle and now it's self-checkout. That's just the beginning of it. There's so many different things. Goldman Sachs has predicted that AI is actually going to eliminate or replace 300 million jobs globally over the next couple of years. While some people are panicking, I see the opportunity. And I am excited about what's happening. But one of the things I've been talking about for more than 2 years is the need to have multiple streams of income, the need to use the internet and social media to leverage opportunities to generate revenue outside of your mainstream of income, or even turn online opportunities into your primary source of income. It's what I've done. I generate probably 80% of my revenue through online enterprises. And it all started because the way I had been doing it previously back in, as long as you can go back up until 2007, 2008, I had a rough patch. Things went wrong, crashed, had to start over, and I decided to use the internet. Well, over the last 13 plus years, while doing that, I have developed a blueprint that I use anytime that I want to start and do something new on it. Online, I use the same blueprint. I just look and see what new is out there as far as tools and opportunities. AI has just got me lit right now, but I use the same blueprint. And in the 7-day online business launch course, I teach you how to use this blueprint to create your own business. If you have any desire, any desire or yearning to be a business owner, starting online is a good place to start. 85% of people looking to purchase something for the first time search online. So enterprise, look at your top retailers. Walmart and Amazon are doing it primarily online right now. Wayfair is making major waves in the furniture, affordable furniture spectrum. And that's just, it's everywhere. So there's so many different things. Look, in this, I'm going to do this, and I'm only doing this for 48 hours. So check this out. For the next 48 hours, this $600 course is $99. That's right, $99. With that, you're going to get all of the things that come with it, which is everything from blueprints and templates on how to do a business plan, how to do market research, how to do market analysis, how to gather customer intel, how to create a website, how to set up and create content for your website, how to contact and create sales funnels, everything that you need to promote and sell whatever it is you want to promote and sell. And the other thing is, I'm going to throw in a special guide on affiliate marketing. That's a place where if you don't have your own product or service, you can literally promote and sell someone else's, and they'll pay you a percentage of what they get in the sale. Amazon has an unbelievable affiliate marketing program. They don't pay a whole lot, but they have so many different high-end products that you can get it, or you can just build content and draw people to and make money off of the lower end stuff. 15%, I think, is the minimum they pay out. Max Bounty, ClickBank, Commission Junction, so many different other places. I've got a guide to show you how to do that. If you have a service, something you want to offer, I show you how to set it up, show you how to hook up with either Square, PayPal. But I got so many up here. I'm looking at it right now. Stripe. I don't know why I couldn't think of Stripe. Stripe and So many others to where you do it, set up a Spotify store. There's so many different ways to do it. And I'm showing you how to do it because I want you to win with this. So you're going to get that. You're going to get a private online community. I'm going to connect you with the Epic Realm community of high achievers. These are predominantly people who have worked with me in the past and now are doing what they're doing. Man, I've got everything from interior designers, nurse practitioners, business owners, therapists, you name it. And they're in there and they're ready to do that. We do live Q&A sessions on a regular basis. All of this is going to come a part of that. There's going to be modules and advanced lessons, access to support, an opportunity to work with me one-on-one, and so much more. This is easily worth several thousand. I have it currently priced at $5.99, but for the next 2 days, I'm going to offer it to you for $99. You're going to get all that. Plus, you're going to get the $5.99, the Mind Unleashed course, which is an online course I created free. You're going to get the Path to Generational Wealth course. That's an 18-month course that's priced at $2,600. You're going to get that free. I'm doing this because I want my people to get on. I was doing an interview earlier, and we were talking about this. And the thing is, we have so many opportunities now to leverage the internet, and with AI coming to leverage AI, I'm doing a webinar on the 30th of this month. So that's Friday, on teaching people how to leverage AI to grow a business, to start a business, to monetize ideas, to do research and gather customer intel, do marketing analysis, so many different things that are so valuable to growing a business. There's no reason that you shouldn't have 2 or 3 streams of independent income outside of what someone may be paying you on your job. Or even if you have a brick and mortar business, you need to have an online space. This 7-day online business launch course, again, and I call it 7 days. When I first started, it took me a while to learn, but once I kind of got the groove, I could normally come up with an idea, and within 7 days, I will have that particular site, all the content and everything up in 7 days. Now I can do it in less than a half a day. I can sit up and come up with an idea, literally create the online space, get the domain name, get everything I need to do, set it up. And then what I want to show you is there's a way to do all of this with either little to no cost. If you don't have the more startup capital you have, obviously, the harder you can go in the pain in the beginning. But when I started, I was coming off of literally getting crushed financially. And I started and I built it from there, and I funded my growth from internally. And so I'm telling you, you don't need a bunch of money to get started. What you need is to be able to take this course. And that's what I did. So basically, you can take this course and literally, without spending $1, create an online business. Now, it's not going to be the best branded business, but I literally sold books, sold hoodies, sold services off of a Blogspot blog that I created free in 2010. So you can do it, but the more branded and more professional and more polished, the more people trust it. But what I'm trying to tell you, if you're trying to get started, you start where you're capable of starting and you get going. Don't sit around waiting on that perfect opportunity. Don't sit around waiting on the perfect situation. When this happens, when that happens, let me tell you something. I'm 55 years old. I've started 47 companies. I brought all of them to profitability. I've published 26 books. I've written over 1,000 academic articles. I've written over 30,000 articles. I can't tell you how many ghost copies of people that asked me to write stuff for them for all different type of things. I can't even count how many of those. But I started at zero in all of that. But the thing is, I started, and I didn't try to wait for the perfect opportunity. Matter of fact, I normally start on the low end. It's less cost, it's quicker to profitability, and it's less of a risk. You should know I need to raise $200,000 in order to launch, and then you launch and it tanks. That's $200,000 in the hole. I launch with $50 and it doesn't go right. I'm 50 in the hole. But the thing is, I launch with $50. I'll find a way to make 50. So I'm going to get my 50 back, and I'm more than likely going to make more than that. I brought every last one of them to profitability because I use that blueprint. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to show you that you don't have to wait for some special thing to come along, and then I'm going to do this. Because this is what happens. People say, and I'm not here to judge you. I'm not here to judge you because I've had my ups, I've had my downs, I've had ins and outs. What I can tell you is I've lived a life that most people dream about, along with the bumps and the bruises. See, people don't tell you about the bumps and bruises. There's a saying that says the average millionaire goes broke 3 times. It's probably right about point, because in order to build and to grow and invest, you have to take risk, and nobody wins all the time. Sometimes you get a little, like I did back in the day, you get a little aggressive and careless, and you go all in on something and you take a hit. But since you know how to do it, you go back and you rebuild, you do it over, and then eventually you start to get and you start moving into that phase where now you know how to diversify, you know how to handle your asset allocation in a way that you never have anything too heavily weighted in one area, that if that area were to tank, it would sink you. And so, but you start where you are. And I'm sitting up and I'm looking at so many people complaining about the jobs, and me being with my primary where I hang my hat. Now I do business in a lot of different areas, but where I hang my hat is in human behavior, human performance, how people act and behave, psychology. And what I can tell you is to do a lot of research in that. And what I can tell you is in America, 85% of the people in this country wake up every day and go to a job they hate. Go to a job they're not satisfied with the pay. Go to a job that they don't see any true long-term opportunities. But they go there because what? Been programmed to believe that this is the only way that I can pay my bills. So I am stuck here. And then what happens? High levels of stress, get sick quicker. Something else that I've done research in, epigenetics, you get sick quicker. The environment is creating a hostile situation. Your body and your genes are actually responding to it. You're more likely to get cancer, more likely to get heart disease, more likely to develop diabetes. And this has nothing to do with what you're eating. It's the stressful environment you're operating in. But yet 85% of the people in this country wake up every day and go to a job they hate. Here's another statistic. Nearly 80% of all first-time heart attacks happen on Monday morning between the hours of 5 a.m. and 12. Guess what people are doing at that time? First day back to the job they hate. 5 long days of dealing with this bull crap, dealing with this boss, dealing with that person down there, dealing with the person in the next cubicle. And this isn't me demeaning anybody working. You work. That's what you do. You have to pay the bills. What I'm saying is if there's a better way, take the better way. If there's a way to leverage up, you leverage up. If there's a way to add to and facilitate. Sometimes it's not about replacing. Sometimes it's about supplementing. But the idea ultimately is to create a situation where you're creating passive income, but you have to start somewhere. And the beautiful thing about the internet is one of the easiest ways to create passive income by automation. And I teach this in this 7-day online course. Now, again, this course is normally $5.99, but for the next 2 days, today and tomorrow, and the beginning of Tuesday morning, it's going to be $99. And you're going to get all the things I've talked about, the exclusive resource library that I'm steady stacking. I'm steady adding things to it. You're going to get a guide on affiliate marketing to show you how, if you don't even have anything to sell or anything that you know that you can produce, the guide to set up the principles of business. The principles of business is this, and people make it real complicated, but here's the principle of business. And this is where people go wrong. The principle of business is this: observe your skill set, know what you're good at, know what you do extremely well. Then ask yourself, what problems exist in the world right now that my skill set can solve? If you're working a job, there's some need that you're meeting. But you can ask yourself and get outside of the box and say, what skill set, what problem does my skill set solve? And then you find that problem and you say, okay, now how do I solve it? Then when you solve it, you have just created a business now, because there are people that will pay you for that solution. That's a business. I find a problem, or I prefer problems to solve and needs versus wants. Now, you can also have a business for wants. The problem with wants, they're trendy. They want it now, but they won't want it later. And you study trying to find the next trend. You study trying to find something else. And here's the big mistake that most people make when starting a business. They create something they like. Man, this would be so cool. They haven't market tested it. They haven't found out what's going on. They have no customer intel, no target, no information on their target audience. And they create it, and then now they're trying to convince people to buy it because they created something they like. What you got to do when you find the problem, You also have discovered the market. Now you create the solution. You create the solution, you do it, and you deliver the solution in a high quality, and you use your own personality, brand, and philosophy to deliver the solution. And why is that important? Because the more uniquely I deliver my solution, the less people can copy it. Because this is what happened. When you say, for instance, you bust into a new niche and you start to create something. And it catches on. Guess what? People jump into that market, right? Russell Brunson calls it a blue ocean. It's like this place where nobody's eating, but it's all this stuff out here. So you jump in and you're doing it. The next thing you know, the water started to get full of sharks and it becomes saturated. And then so you niche down, you become more and more unique. And what that does is it lessens the number of people who are going to want to deal with you based on the nuances and the uniqueness of what you're doing. But what it does do is also limit the amount of competition you have, because what happens when you create something and you can do it you're the only one that can do it that way. No competition. They might be doing it, but they don't do it like me. And I've had some pretty big names in the industry come and say, nobody's doing what you're doing. And that's what keeps me going. Is I don't have the ear or the eye of everybody, but the people who are looking for something specific that I do and the way I do it gravitate. And that's the thing that I decide I'm going to handle it, and this is the way I'm going to do it. And I'm not going to try to be everybody's person. I'm not going to be the suit and tie guy. I'm not going to be the highly analytical person, even though I'm probably extremely analytical when I'm breaking things down. I'm going to be the person that when I'm talking to you, you feel like I'm talking to you. And you don't know how many times I get that, man. When you were doing that video this morning, I was on there and I was listening, and it was like you were talking to me. It's because I operate from the gift I have of being empathetic. I can literally feel. Even when I'm on a video, I can feel energy. And that's years and years of putting myself in that place. But that's just one thing. This world is filled with things that want to search your gift. And your gift is what's going to make room for you in this world. What does Proverbs say? Your gift will make room for you and bring you before great men. What does that mean, actually? You know, we say stuff all the time. What does it mean? Your gift will make room. Your gift is God's insurance that if you decide to step out in this world and make your presence felt, you've got what it takes to get there. Your gift will make room, not your education, not your degrees, not your training. Your gift will make room for you. And then it says it will bring you before great men. What does that mean? Great men open doors. Great men create avenues. Great men make connections. You know, the person that you need to put you in touch with the person that can do this and all this, and then all of this stuff. But I'm going to tell you something. None of this stuff happens until you move first. You know, and I sit down and I thought about it. I said, look, I've created this thing. It's there. People are going to sign up. It's online. You know, if I don't share it another time, people searching for it are going to find it because I've set it up with great SEO. So people are going to go to it and sign up, whether I talk about, I said, but the people who see me on these channels, I want them to have an opportunity. The other people, they come. But I want the people who see me on these channels, I want them to have an opportunity to sign up. So this $600 program is $99 for the next 2 days. But not only that, you're going to get a $500 course on the Mind Unleashed, the power of the mind. I was in that interview today. I talked about the power of the mind in the healing of the Black community, in the healing of trauma, in the reduction of illnesses, in healing of physical illnesses, but also in the creation of power structures in which we can usher our children in. We have a responsibility to the next generation that we're not fulfilling. And so what we need to do is we need to look beyond what we want, be able to satisfy some of our needs, satisfy all of our needs, some of our wants, but also build a future so that we can start giving our children head starts. See, this is when you start a business, that's the beginning of wealth building. Why? Because that's a great place to what? Invest in and hold your wealth. A lot of times when you hear so-and-so has a net worth of, that's not cash in the bank. 99% of the time, that's not cash in the bank. Matter of fact, cash heavy is definitely not something that anybody that's understanding how the game work is doing. You don't want to go cash heavy. I'm not going to get into that because that's not why I'm here. But what I can tell you is owning a company that is profitable is a part of your net worth. It's also something you can grow and build. It's also something that you can leave. So you take it, you generate wealth within it, but you also take something from it and invest in other ways to generate wealth, and you diversify and you diversify across assets and you build. But there's absolutely no reason you should not be building at least 2 independent streams of income online, especially at the cost and the way that AI, and like I said, I'm going to do this webinar. Email me about the webinar and I'll give you the link, because I didn't sign on to tell you about this, but I'm doing this webinar on Friday where I'm going to literally teach you how to use AI. If you don't have a business, it's going to give you ideas. If you have a business, it's going to give you strategies. If you got research, but you don't know how to read it, it'll read it for you. I'm going to show you all these different things. And this is an opportunity. You talk about leveling the playing field. All you got to do is have a mind that has ideas, and you can level the playing field. Because see, AI doesn't care if you're Black or not. AI doesn't care what background. AI is going to respond to the prompts you give it, and it's going to give you and then it's up to you to do something with it. This is a time that we need to be on our toes. This is a time that we need to be standing up and going out there and saying, look, I'm going to seize this moment. You don't know how excited I've got. Like I said, I've been researching this stuff for like 4 or 5 years. And fortunately, I have people in my circle who are in the tech industry, who I dived into and asked 50 million questions, got on their last nerve until I got an idea. So about 4 years ago, I'm like, I want to be ready for it when it hits. So last year, when it started going mainstream, like last year, a little bit before that, I jumped on and started using what was out there. And every time I wake up, there's a new platform, a new tool, a new way to do it. And I'm jumping on it, figuring it out and using it and automating the whole process and the whole time to be able to reach more people, help more people, expand, increase revenue, reach, and impact. And I'm barely scratching the surface of what Rick Wallace Enterprises is going to do. And I want to show you how to get in this game. So the first thing is, it's absolutely no reason that you're depending on one stream of income. Nobody that's talking about proper financial management is going to tell you that's okay. You can go back 30 years and you heard people talking about multiple streams of income. We've just got easier ways to do it now. We've got more ways to do it now. We got more ways to manage it. We got more ways to mitigate risk. And so the internet, like I said, when I decided it was time for me to rebuild, when I got knocked on my back, and in 2010, I said, I got to start over. I said, the internet is a way to leverage. Instead of sitting up and counting on somebody to spread the word or doing some kind of radio ad or whatever to get people in other cities to book me to come speak, I'm going to launch on the internet and I'm going to do virtual sessions. I'm going to do virtual opportunities. I've got clients in Sweden. I got clients in Ireland. Believe it or not, the Black people in Ireland. I've got people in the UK. I got people in certain parts of Africa. I got people in Australia. And I literally hit Australia and the UK within a year of starting this. I had clients that I was doing online content for in Australia and the UK. I've got them now also in Canada, also in the Caribbean. And it all started, and and then you can go online and you can look, and it'll tell you where people are checking in on your site. It'll tell you where people are, and you will be surprised at the places that people can sit up. And the beautiful thing about being in the US is we're speaking English, which is pretty much a universal language. So people in a lot of different places can understand what I'm saying. And then there are automated processes you can add now to where you can literally have them convert your English into whatever language you want it to, and it can still be read at other places and people can still benefit from it. You can have your books transcribed into whatever language you want to, and you can do it almost at a heartbeat now. All of this stuff that wasn't available 10 years ago is rolling in like a mighty wave. And some people are going to get on and are going to never have to look at life the same again. Other people are going to sit by, let it pass, and then sit up and talk about what they should have done. Stop letting opportunities pass you by. Stop sitting up waiting on the right moment. Stop. Look, George Bernard Shaw once was questioned about, well, what about people who have challenging circumstances? What about people who come from less than advantageous circumstances? This idea that certain people just have it better than others, and so they're going to automatically excel. And his response was this. He says that I personally don't believe in circumstances, but if I were to believe in circumstances, I would believe that the people who get on in this world are the people who wake up in the morning and go out and find the circumstances that they need. And if the circumstances don't exist, they create them. That's the story of my life. I wake up every day and I go out there, and I'm not going to tell you it's easy, but what I'm going to tell you is I've gotten a chance to live a life that the average person will never live, travel and do things the average person will never do. And I haven't even scratched the surface of what I'm going to leave my people, my family, the people I love. But what I'm going to tell you is I'm not better than you. I'm not more special than you. I just saw an opportunity and I jumped on it. And an opportunity exists for you, but you're going to have to go out there and seize it. And the beautiful thing is, anything that brings value can be compensated for. And you shouldn't feel bad about having people compensate you for your gift. As long as you are delivering to them equal or greater value than you're asking for them in compensation, you have every right. That's called fair exchange. A lot of us have been raped of our gift because we think there's something wrong with charging for it. No, it's something wrong with charging somebody something more than what you're giving them, or charging somebody something for nothing. But if I'm giving you something that's more valuable than what I'm asking for in compensation, I have every right to ask. People say, well, you're charging for information. Information should be free. It is. If you can go out there and you can get the 30 years of experience I've got and learn what I learn and do what I do free. And you can even do it faster than I did it, because when I started, wasn't no internet. It was the library. But you got the internet now. So you can go out there and you can learn all this, or you can get with someone who can help you compress years worth of knowledge into weeks and months. That's what smart people are doing. That's what's out there now. Now, the thing is, what are you going to do? Look, I just wanted to really share this with you. I'm excited about it because it's so many different things that are going on. Like Goldman Sachs says, man, if we don't get ahead of this thing, we could be sitting behind it, reaping the whirlwind, excuse me. So my thing is, don't wait until you're sitting on a flat on your back to sit up and say, I need to do something different. Jump out in front of it, stay in front of it. And I stretch myself. And what I said this year is, after about July, I'm going to actually breathe. I'm going to stop stretching myself so much. I'm stretching myself to where it's always urgent, where I'm up and I'm pushing, because I'm growing something, I'm building something. I'm not going to be satisfied with just existing. I'm not going to be satisfied and say, well, at least I've done this. I don't rest on my laurels. I don't rest on what's in the past. That's done. That's written. But I still have the pen in my hand. And what I want you to do is I want you to pick up your pen. I want you to sit up and come up in your mindset and sit up. You say, you know what? I'm about to do something exceptional. I'm about to do something extraordinary. I'm about to do something phenomenal. And this is where it starts. It may start small, but I'm going to grow it. It may start small, but I'm going to become more powerful. It may start small, but I'm about to expand my impact. You were put here to impact the world. You weren't put here to simply exist. So on that note, look, I'm going to get ready to get off here. I want to thank you so much for stopping by. It is always a pleasure. Man, I love what I do. I wake up every morning. I don't have an alarm clock set. I got, iPhone and all this other stuff. I don't set my alarm. I wake up every day on fire for what I do. And I get paid to do it, so it's pretty cool. But you have a gift too. You have a blessing. And that gift is also indicative of your purpose. People always ask me, well, how do I discover my purpose? Search your gift. If you don't know what your gift is, that's one of the biggest problems, because education doesn't identify your gift. Education gets you focused on skills that make you valuable to other people. Your gift opens up and builds a value within the world around you so that you can be a blessing to others and simultaneously be blessed. Understand your value, and you can't understand your value if you don't know your gift. So again, for the next 2 days, this unbelievable course with all of the benefits that come with it is only $99. If you see the value, you see it. If you don't, you don't. But I really want my people to take advantage of what's out there and leverage it so that they can grow and build. We use the internet and social media for all the wrong reasons. And we get caught up, and we are just caught up in all kind of stuff that doesn't produce or give anything. I want to say, instead of sitting up using social media for gossip, use it to promote your brand. Especially Facebook is one of the best branding instruments you can get when you learn how to use it. Use it to send a message and build and create exposure for the gift that you have to touch lives of people, and they will come to you and they will bless you for what you have in helping them solve their problems. Remember, that's a business. Find the problem, create a solution, give the solution, charge a price. Simple. On that note, look, I'm gonna get out of here. It's always a blessing. As I always say, I live my life on full so that when I leave this place, I die on E. My challenge to you is that you do the same thing. On that note, I'm gonna get off of here and take a break. I've been going at it since early this morning. Like I said, I had an early morning interview, and I'm probably gonna share that with you too. I think it was pretty special. So on that note, look, you guys have an unbelievable day. Go to that description box, click that link, register before this time expires. And plus, I think it's like 100 max. So 100 people does it. It's it. But I want you to be one of those 100. And on that note, you guys have an unbelievable remainder.